All right, welcome back to the Cupcast. I'm sorry, it has been a week, and the entire match week one of the World Cup has concluded since I have put out an episode. I have been struggling to figure out how I wanted to approach these. Now that the tournament has started, I also started work, and I revived my pickleball career. None of those things helped, uh, but it's okay because I figured it out. I figured it out, and in the future there'll be a lot more videos coming up. But today is a very important day because the U.S. men's national team will continue our 2026 FIFA World Cup campaign against Australia today. I'm recording this at 11:48 a.m. Kickoff is in like 3 hours. I'm excited. Um, I'm a little scared, but I'm excited. Now, on today's video, we're going to break down three things I think the United States need to do to defeat Australia and pick up 3 points. So without further ado, let's get into it. It was a very strong performance for the U.S. in our first game against Paraguay, a 4-1 win, and the level of performance was certainly not expected, and I don't think anyone really believed it right after it happened, myself included. But, it was one of those pinch me moments, and I pinched myself, and it did happen. We really did win that game 4-1, and we really did play that good. However, Australia, they're also coming off a very nice win. 2-0 win over Turkey. I don't think very many people expected that to happen either, but it did. So it goes without saying that Australia will be a tough opponent. Now, before I talk about the U.S., I want to talk about Australia real quick. They're a very similar side to Paraguay, in my opinion. They'll sit back again, they'll let you have the ball, they'll defend, and then they'll break quickly. The difference between Australia and Paraguay is Australia does this much, much better. They are a better defensive side, and they are much, much, much faster. They are stronger, they are faster, they are more physical. Ultimately, they cause a lot of issues. They have Jordan Boss as their left back, who is one of the best on-ball left back. He put up one of the best left back show-ins I've seen in the tournament so far. He was great on ball. The way he could carry the ball up the pitch on that side was it gave Turkey a lot of troubles. Then they have Nestroy Irakandu, the forward, the young lad. I think he's like 19 years old. Um, Man, is he fast. He scored a goal against Turkey. He scored their first goal. He is going to cause some issues in this tournament. And he already has, and he can again tonight. So the United States will need to be ready. Um, Without further ado now, let's shift to what the United States need to do. There are three things that I think need to happen. Uh, First and foremost, they have to be clinical. I said this leading into the game against Paraguay. When you're playing against a team that has a low block like Paraguay, like Australia, when you have a chance to score, you have to score. You have to score. You have to continue. If you score a goal, you force them out of that shape a little bit because now they know they also need to score a goal. So if you score a goal early, especially, you're more likely to score more and more and more because the shape changes. They've got to be a little bit more aggressive. Turkey against Australia, they had more of the ball. They had some chances, but a lot of their chances were straight to the goalkeeper. Now, Australia also made a very interesting decision against Turkey to start Patrick Beach over their captain, and he's a young goalie. And so for the United States, you want to test a young goalie early, right? You want to get shots at him. Even if they're not great shots, get shots towards him. You know anything can happen. He could take a deflection. He could do anything. So you got to get your shots off. And when you do get your shots off, they got to be good. When you have your chances, you've got to take advantage of them. Florian Balogun did that in the first game. He scored those 2 goals. All right, he's second right now in the Golden Boot race for the World Cup. I mean, it's only been 1 week, but he's second. Leo Messi and Jonathan David, Canada, are ahead of him. But I think Flo Balogun gets some more tonight. He is very talented. But anyway, it goes without saying when the United States have their chances, which will be harder to come by than it was against Paraguay, take advantage of them. Be clinical, put them away. All right. If you get an early goal, you're more likely to get goals further in the game. So score early and often, kind of like in American football, early and often. The second thing the United States need to do today, this is brilliant analysis, I know, is play defense. You got to defend. Now, the United States defense is probably the weak point in this side. Um, and I don't think it's as bad as people think it is. I mean, on ball with possession, very good, right? When they don't have to defend, they're very good. When they can, ping the ball over top, when they're looking to just control possession, possess the ball, have a long spell of possession, this defense, they're good on ball. They're good on ball. Off ball, they can get caught out. They can get caught out. Now, as I mentioned in the Paraguay preview, there are two styles, there are two systems that we play, and it changes the defensive shape. A back three, where you have three center backs, 1, 2, 3, or a back four, or in the back three, you have two wing backs that are higher up the pitch, and they're sort of, they're more like midfielders. Okay, they'll drop back. They'll also go up the pitch to defend, so your back three can be a little bit more vulnerable. The second style is a back four, where you have two center backs in the middle and a right back and a left back. Now, the right back and the left back are in place of the wing back and the third center back. So you kind of have one more defender, but the full backs, the right back and the left back, they still go up the pitch. All right, not as much as a wing back, but they'll still go up the pitch a little bit. So tonight, I actually think the United States could play with a back four. The reason for that is because of the speed that Australia has. If you can have Alex Freeman who'd play at right back, and Anthony Robinson who'd play at left back, if you can have them sort of sit a little bit further back, sit a little bit deeper, specifically Anthony Robinson, you can sort of match that pace that Australia will kind of throw at you. They didn't really have this issue with Paraguay because Paraguay weren't as fast. You didn't really sense that threat against Paraguay. But Australia do have that threat. So the United States defense will have to be strong. Now, I'm more worried about Tim Ream than anyone, and he's our captain, and I don't want to hate on him too much. But as I mentioned earlier, he's 39 years old. He is old. He is not as fast as he once was. In fact, he was never really that fast. So he's pretty slow. But he's got a lot of experience, and he's smart. Tim Ream is sort of the reason why I think we'll play a back four today. Because I think if you have Tim Ream, you sort of want to have a little bit more protection with Anthony Robinson, who'd sort of play like right here, and Tim Ream would be right here. And Anthony Robinson can drop far back, so Tim Ream can kind of stay in the middle, and that way you can keep the ball in front of you a little bit better. You don't want to get beaten behind. That will cause issues. We haven't really seen what Matt Freese can do this tournament so far. There was only one shot against him in the opener against Paraguay, and Paraguay scored the goal. So, again, I'm not worried about this defense on ball. I don't expect us to lose the possession a lot. It's if it's if Australia are countering and they're breaking quickly. That is where you sort of have those issues, and that's why I think it's a back four today instead of a back three. Now, it is one thing I do want to mention, too, is the importance of Tyler Adams. As I already said, Anthony Robinson will be very important. Tyler Adams will be just as important today. Tyler Adams is that second midfielder. It's Tyler Adams and Weston McKennie that sort of play here. Sometimes Malik Tillman will come here and Weston McKennie will go up top. But regardless, whether it's Weston McKennie or it's Tyler Adams right here as the deep line midfielder, the other one's going up. Tyler Adams has to stay back. Okay? Weston McKennie and Malik Tillman, they're going to attack. They're attacking midfielders. Tyler Adams is the DM. He's the 6. Best way to stop pace is to prevent them from even getting a chance to break. So Tyler Adams is going to be crucial today. If he can slow them down in the midfield, he'll be very good. I expect someone to get booked, a yellow card. You might have to foul. Yeah. But anyway, the United States, they need to defend. They need to keep the ball in front of them, and they need to get back quickly. Finally, and this isn't really a thing you have to do. It's sort of a person. The third thing the United States need is Christian Pulisic. Why do we need Christian Pulisic? Well, he's our best player. He is far and away the best player on the pitch. He's far and away, in my opinion, the best player in this group. If he is healthy, the United States can go far in this tournament. He went off after 45 minutes against Paraguay, and you saw sort of the drop-off we had. Now, the game was already won, so I'm not, it could have been that. In the back of the head, you're playing a little bit more conservative. But it looked like a different team without Christian Pulisic. Today, if you don't have Christian Pulisic starting, I'm a little worried. Now, I think Brendan Aronson is very good. I think Gio Reyna is very good. I think they're good replacements. But they're not Christian Pulisic. Christian Pulisic is your best player. You need him healthy. It wasn't a big injury. I think they were just being very cautious. He didn't train with the team this week. Trained on his own. Again, I think they're just being cautious. But if he can start, the United States' chances to win this game go way up. If he doesn't start, the chances go down. I'm not saying they need Christian Pulisic to win this game. I'm just saying it's a lot easier to win the game with Christian Pulisic than it is to win them without it. So it's that simple. If Pulisic is healthy and he plays, I think the United States win the game. Regardless, I think the United States win today's game 2-1. I think it is a good game. I think Australia gives you trouble, but ultimately, I think you have more quality. I think you're the better side. I think you can pretty much solidify yourself as top of Group D today and win Group D. So, big opportunity for the United States men's national team today. I think we get it done in Seattle, 2-1 over the Socceroos. We don't have kangaroos in this country, and if we did, we would probably hunt them. So, I don't think the Socceroos will have much success. But anyway, 2-1. Let me know your score prediction in the comments below. Let me know what you think. Will Christian Pulisic start? Will it be a back three? Will it be a back four? Let me know. But I've been Will. This has been the Cupcast, and tune in for more videos this weekend because I promise you they are coming. Up the USA!